What's going on, family? This is Scrapbook Boxing, Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. We're going to continue with the series, Famous Fights Recalled. Right now, we're looking at Jake Kilrain and John O'Sullivan. Now, Jake Kilrain is handing $1,000 to John O'Sullivan as a side bet. They have a fight coming up at this particular portrait. July 7th, 1889 is when this actually took place. Richmond, Mississippi. Now, that fight took place July 8th, 1889. This side bet took place July 7th, 1889. They just finished weighing in. They made a event out of it, as they do today. And the result was John O'Sullivan would defeat Jake Kilrain July 8th, 1889. And at that point, he would become the world heavyweight champion. And like he said, he can whip any son of a bitch in the world. And here you have that famous fight with John O'Sullivan and Jake Kilrain. That was the last bare knuckle fight. It took 75 rounds to complete. It was a fascinating fight. Here you have Charlie Mitchell and James J. Corbett. Now here you have what's called a whiskey barrel fight. And this is back in the cowboy days, and you had both men on a barrel each, and they had to knock each other off the barrel. But they couldn't do it any other way. They couldn't grapple. They had to punch. As you can see here, a form of pugilism inaugurated by the settlers in the days when the Indians and the Paleface fought, basically in the Wild West. I'm going to show you what the prizes were. This would be the prize. It would be a pony and a bride. And they would have two fighters get in the ring. These were Indians. One was White Goose, and the other one was Little Redhead. And as you can see here, it was from the Sioux Indians. This is Big Chief Greenfeather of the Sioux Indians. Set two young bucks. They're fighting in the ring for a prize and a bride and her pony. Well, here on the ground, you have White Goose. That was his name. And Little Head was on top of him. Has his left hand on his throat and his right hand just getting ready to crack him. And that's how they fought at that particular time. And they're in a squared circle. And here you have Red Devil, White Goose, and Little Head. And they're fighting in a strongman competition. And this prize is 3 ponies and 3 buffaloes. So I'm just showing you to show this that boxing has always been around. It's a very rich sport. And this is how two men settle their differences. There was no ducking. There was no dodging. There was no negotiating. You went in there and got the job done. And that was boxing. It's a lost sport right now. It's turned into almost like a WWE, an entertainment type of a thing. And, it is what it is, but that's not boxing. This is boxing. So I just wanted to have a little fun to show you just some more images. The famous fights recalled. This is Scrapbook Boxing, Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. All great fighters never forgotten on my channel. Look out for the channel, a new channel that's coming up. Ringside Historians with the brother, Curtis Anderson, phenomenal historian. He knows his boxing. And Blood Boxing knows his boxing. In fact, I couldn't be more privileged to work with 2 great historians. And we're learning as we go along. We're going to be going in very, very deep. We're doing a lot of research, a lot of study. We're going to take this to another level, looking to be one of the greatest historian channels on the internet. It's going to take time. We're going to grow. We need your support. Look out for that channel towards the end of the month. Salute to all my subscribers. Peace. I'm sorry, before I end this video, I just want to show you one more thing. This is The World. This was a European newspaper. And I just wanted to show you something, just to show you how boxing was at that time. Now here you have Jim Mace, who was born 1831. He died 1911. And here you have John C. Heenan. Show you John C. Heenan. He was born 1835 and died 1873. And what I want to show you, just to give you a clearer understanding, this is for the championship. Mace stood 5 foot 8.5 inches and weighed but 160 pounds. He is said to have suffered only 2 defeats in 500 fights. J.C. Heenan Wright was a native of West Troy, New York. Heenan stood 6 foot 1.5 inches and weighed 192 pounds. His greatest fight was with Tom Sawyer, English champion, in 1860. Sawyer had to be carried from the field after more than 2 hours of fighting. Scrapbook Boxing, Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. Salute.